Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger with me, Get Daved. We're just going to pop back to Medina Square really quickly because we forgot a delightful detail that's going to tie into something a bit later at the end of the video. So just pay close attention. Listen up, dweebs. Oh great fiend lord. Oh Porta Magne. Why, 400 years ago, that's 600 AD. Which is actually more like AG, it's after Guardia was established. As far as I can tell, Jesus didn't die for Chrono's sins. Or be born, I guess. So, sorry for all you Gregorian calendar and Chrono Trigger enthusiasts. Cool, human race is doomed. Oh. Wait, what was that one? Oh, they're just cycling through the same dialogue. Alright, so I can talk to this henchman. With his great magics. Alright, they're all on a cycle. So, the Fiend Lord. Great for mystics. Not so good for us. Or great for fiends, as they're called in this. Whoever Squeenix got to localize a lot of their more recent stuff, they just go bonkers for the word fiend. And what's not to like, I say. So those henchmen we actually could have beat up pretty quickly with our new magical powers. With our fantastic superpowers. There's a bunch of random encounters in this cave. Everybody's kind of got high physical defense in here. You can do pretty well with magic. Most of our spells are single target, but recall, Marl and Luca do have a dual tech that can hit AoE. Not that that's going to work for us right now, but this is just it's a game design moment, is what the cool kids are calling it these days. Right after they gave us magic, they gave us a cave full of opportunities to use magic. As well they should. One quick note about elemental weaknesses in Chrono Trigger. Like some other games in the RPG fraternity, it's pretty binary in this one. Or I guess ternary. You can have guys that absorb it, and I sort of lump in with them people who take no damage from magic, because that's bad too. You want to avoid that. You got people who it does normal damage to, which is basically everyone we're encountering. That's sort of our benchmark for magic damage. And then we've got people who take massive amounts of damage. You're looking at least double. And we will see them from time to time, but they're actually relatively uncommon, so unlike a game like Final Fantasy or like any game in the Final Fantasy series, typically you can do pretty well for yourself gaming against enemy elemental defenses. And this one less so. Really there's only one or two exceptions. So there's not a lot of benefit in type matching, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Chrono's light element, Luca's fire, Marl's ice, you just shoot at who you want. I believe these enemies used to be called Evil Weevils, which is better than Rhino Weevil. I think these ones were just Weevils, and then later on we came across Evil Weevil, which is kind of fun to say. Obtained an ether. I always forget which door to go in first. It looks like I picked the correct one. I always like finding my dead ends first, provided said dead end also has treasure. But you'll never know if you don't look. Double damage, well, cumulative damage from both of their spells, and AoE. It's delightful. And if we were using our physical attacks, you'd find that they're doing, at best, half damage what we're getting used to. Also, you might notice Chrono's magic is doing pretty good damage, considering his magic stat is supposed to be inferior. He does have the red katana, or the Crimson Blade, or whatever they called it in this one. That gives him magic +2. There's our benchmark of how useless our magic is, and I'm going to try something. Because they lined up. This is still going to do magic damage. Not quite enough, unfortunately. We'll have to have her fire again. Boy, they're pretty fast. Oh, and now they're not officially in a row anymore. Well, you can see why Flame Toss costs so little. Or Flamethrower. I'm going to refer to the abilities by their original names very often. I've played the SNES version of Chrono Trigger many times, the DS version only one other occasion. Also, all those sealed chests, there was one that briefly appeared at the top. Pardon me, it briefly appeared at the hop. Give yourself 10 get David points if you catch that reference and start rocking out 50s style. We'll do that because the explosion's more fun. So anyway, there's a sealed chest up there. It is important to keep track of those. I'm gonna take care of you if you're playing along. This is a Let's Play after all. You can play along while you watch. I encourage as much. And you can interpret that as tightly or loosely as you'd like. The mysterious force seals it shut. We'll use the force. So I actually did pick the wrong path, but that's okay. I don't think there's any good treasure awaiting me. Probably just a fight and a mediocre item, like an ether or something. Oh, let's see how accurate my guess was. 3 enemies, 3 characters. This battle writes itself, and this will be the last one before we get to test out our new magic skills against a boss, because by this point you should have figured out how magic works, and if you haven't, you really stuck it out for a long grind. One thing worth considering is that Marl's your healer. Chrono has a slightly lower MP total than the other two. Oh, 2 encounters! We're actually getting really good experience, so I don't mind. So Chrono's got a slightly lower MP cap. Marl you want to keep on available as healer, and Chrono is sort of secondary to that because of Aura Whirl, which I don't think I've shown, but it is fantastic. It's really important. Luca is really the only one where you should feel free to spam her attack magic, and that's actually her role. She's very much an attack mage in this game. Which is sort of a cool little side thing. Power Glove, that's not helping. Take this magical scarf. We'll find better magic boosting items later in the game, but for now it's pretty good. We could do a lot worse. We're going to need magic for, well, of course the next boss, but it factors in quite predominantly for the next little bit. Anyway, I was talking before about those sealed chests. I'm going to take care of you. We'll find all the ones you need to find, but it is worth paying very close attention. For some reason I thought there was a shortcut to use a shelter. That's alright. And we'll save, because whenever you go through an area and see a save, it's a big deal. I guess we'll put it on this file. Now, because I missed the level cap I was going for, I wanted to sneak in under level 10 to fight Specchio in the last episode, and I failed. I do have another sort of save state chain where I'm working on that. I didn't quite have it ready in time for this recording, and this one has to be up in about 16 hours, so I'm not very far ahead on this LP compared to how far I usually get, which is usually about 5 I try to stay. Anyway, but I'm going to try sneaking it in there, so if we're on like part 30 and I haven't done it yet, you harass me so you can see little frog Specchio, because it's delightful. They changed the sound effect there. It used to be kind of a dorky sounding bubbling effect. Now it sounds like a gun being fired. You know, bubbles. I saw a video on the internet for a guy who invented colored bubbles called Zubbles, which is probably a registered trademark, and I am liable to be sued. Ruh-roh. Go ahead, try an attack, see what it gets you. Okay, so I'm actually going to do that just to show you. The first times I would fight Hecarim, I would not, you know, he would say, go ahead, try an attack. And I would go for it, and I would just like play shot for shot and just hammer the blows back and forth. He comes back with Water 2. Which, I mean, you can take that. You can have Luca keep on firing away and have Chrono and Marl just whirl like crazy. But our best bet is to just wait until he's done turtling. And Aura Whirl is the bread and butter of how we will get away with all of our mistakes. It all comes down to Aura Whirl. I'm a big fan of Marl as a character and as a combat character in this game. Normally I really favor physical attackers with some healing ability, so I guess you could call it a paladin type. Even though usually they don't deal enough damage for me to be happy. Marl is actually one of the few primary mage characters that I really like. Part of it's because she will later learn Haste, which is basically the best ability in the game. Just cast it on someone, their gauge fills twice as fast. So you just double that character's offensive potential. And it usually lasts for an entire boss fight, sometimes not quite that long. Okay, one sec. He yawed me. So, the one thing Marl's missing is she's got a ton of healing magic, but she doesn't have a good one for healing everybody at once. Other characters will learn an ability that lets them, target everybody with a heal. And it's not very strong, but it spreads it out. Marl, all of her stuff is for healing is single target. And her super move, we'll go lightning and then we'll give him an anti-pod bomb. Her final tech, whereas other characters have sort of a multi-target superpower of offensive magic. Marl has life too, which heals someone at full HP if they've been injured, so it's pretty good, but it's not offensive. She's primarily a support and healer character with relatively low damage potential. But she's got the ability to assist others so much. And, well, you know what? Just give me a sec. We'll come back to this. So, Lord Magus had destroyed the race 400 years ago. Back in the Middle Ages. Well, we wanted to know... We wanted to know where Lavos came from. So, kill Magus. We know how to get there. Jump in! So yeah, Marl has this pretty good single healing potential, really good combo potential, really good support. She's just missing the multi-heal, which other characters with healing ability have. We're just going to take a quick detour to Luca's house. You'll see why. Recall the last time Luca's dad saw her was presumably after she followed Chrono and Marl, or I guess when she came home thereafter. Bought you this apple. I can only assume he's referring to an electronics product. So that's Luca's mom and dad. Luca's mom, Lara, is always sitting in that chair. For my beautiful daughter. And it is pretty good. Taven makes a lot of equipment that offsets Luca's natural weaknesses. She's very slow. This one gives her speed +2. Halves fire damage. That's actually something she's already good at. But, you know, safety first. Anyway, if Marl had a multi-heal, given her naturally high magic power, it would be really good, but she'd probably be an overpowered character at that point, because she would just fix so many she'd fix every defensive problem your team would ever have by herself, and could basically free up the other two characters to do nothing but offense, and she could join in at will. Luca is more your prototypical black mage. She's a bit of a glass cannon, but that cannon shoots pretty hard. I think we've done everything we need to right now. So we're just going to go to the fairgrounds and go to 600 AD. You know what, actually? I changed my mind. Sometimes when you pop by the castle... well, it's just worth doing. Recall last time we were there we got in a bit of trouble. We ran off and disappeared through a time vortex. We ran this way. Oh, they used to have a barricade in place. I guess it's closed now. If we ever wanted to go back to that lovely future, we could check it out there. Alright, she doesn't want to see her dad. Just keep that in mind. We can keep going back as the game progresses. And, oh, the family drama will continue. Alright, that gate used to lead to the dystopian future. But now that we've accessed it, or accessed the end of time, all gates now lead here. It's like Rome. Gonna fire off, you know what, let's poke around for a little bit. We'll at least get this going. Oh shoot. I'm an idiot. I haven't actually unlocked the one gate we care about. Because we used the gate at the fairgrounds before we accessed the end of time, those gates aren't available. I'm not really sure why it works that way. But what we have to do is use the gate at the fairgrounds, which will now link to the end of time instead of 600 AD, because it's always the midpoint in time travel now. And maybe that sentence lost you because it sounded really complicated, but it's actually like super obvious. Just remember, last time we used the time gate, it took us straight to 600 AD, but we hadn't violated the law of conservation of time yet. Now we hop in. Now it takes us here. Every road will take us here because it's intermediate, and we can take the diagonal gate. It's always the polar opposite in that 3x3 grid. Takes you where you want to go. You have to take this gate quite a few times, actually. I wish they had another gate in 600 AD. But then their beautiful geometry would be ruined. Oh, just drop them. And he's toast. Those are imp aces, everybody. It's kind of weird. They're only worth 2 tech points, but there's sort of 2 enemies you're looking at. Those Roly Riders or whatever were worth 2 each. Something's not adding up. Oh, by the way, last time we were at Manolia Cathedral, when we rescued the Chancellor, I opened a treasure box. You don't have to open it. You can kind of get a funny scene. So, sorry that I didn't bring that up earlier. Recall in 1000 AD we can just cross this bridge. In 600 we can't. It actually was damaged before, but they've repaired it. So actually, we don't know how much time has passed since we left, but it's been enough for them to repair this bridge. Also, they're in trouble. The hero's safe passage? Huh. So some legendary hero has appeared, and it's not us. So humanity's in over their heads against the Fiend Lord. Well, they don't got magic. Oh, I missed something in 1000 AD. Don't worry, we'll get it later. That's the problem with Let's Playing. Your attention is so divided. Oh, it's you again. Yeah, I just rescued your queen, no big deal. Sup, loser? From the very pages of legend. Well, where's the king? He's recuperating in bed. We'll go pay him a visit. Your troops are starving to death, by the way. Huh, did he get injured really badly? Hero indeed. I'm nervous. Hello, Queen Lean. Oh, Sir Cyrus. I like the music. It's very beautiful on its own, but it also captures sort of the desperation that the kingdom's in. Well, you're not a young man anymore. Alright, so we need a legendary sword with which to slay Magus. Got it. As it turns out, I'm just the guy you're looking for. I suppose we could go visit the place where Marl was annihilated from time, but she might not be keen to check it out. I should think feeding the king would be relatively easy compared to feeding an army. Get him chicken noodle soup. Yes. I feel this is awkward. What do you know? Oh my goodness, he actually did it. You have no idea what I've been through. Working in this kitchen. Gordon Ramsay yelling at me all the time. Yeah, it's rotten. It happens. Alright. A little bit of beef jerky. Strength capsules. Apparently he can cook them up. You guys got Stockholm Syndrome for each other. I'm just gonna zip over here really quickly before we proceed to the next thing. All the beds are taken. 3 generals, okay. So I guess the injured guys are taking up... Where else would the commander be? So I guess the tired guys are sleeping on the floor and the injured guys have got the beds. They're in a real, this war of mine situation. I just wanted to show you that. Guardia Castle, they're in tough. I'll see you all in the next episode. Maybe we can help.